Good afternoon, Colorado. Welcome to today's episode of Local Biz-Buzz. I'm your host, Larry Hers, and today in studio, I have Judd from Dos Luces Brewery.
Hi.
Welcome, buddy.
Thanks.
You reaching puberty there? What's going on there?
A little chemical.
We can get you something to drink.
Yeah, I can do that.
Give us a little history of you and your brewery.
Sure. Dos Luces Brewery started about, we're coming up on our 4th anniversary in July. It's a brewery that specializes in corn-based beers inspired by pre-colonial traditions. So Chicha, Pulque, Tepache, going back to the Inca, the Aztec, and the cultures that came before them. So lots of very different kind of flavors. We're the only brewery in the United States that's specializing in these types of beers.
That's incredible. What made you decide to go this route for your brewery?
Well, so on a personal side, my dad lived in Peru before I was born.
Okay.
So he drank a lot of Chicha while he was over there. And then I've been in the beer industry for just over 20 years now. And met my co-founder while we were both working at another brewery 15 years ago. And his parents are Salvadorian and Cuban. So we got to talking about how American beer isn't really all that American. It's Western European beers as interpreted by American breweries. Sure. So we kind of started into this conversation of what is a true kind of American beer, and talked about corn, talked about Chicha, talked about maguey, talked about Pulque, and it was all kind of batting of ideas at that time. And then 5 years ago, I guess just over 5 years ago, I left my last job at Boulder Beer. And called him up and said, "Hey, let's make this thing happen. Let's make what we call the America's first truly American craft brewery."
And how did you figure out how to make these?
So that's where my co-founder is extremely helpful.
Okay.
He lives on the East Coast, but he's a professor of fermentation science at Cornell University.
I'm sure there's still a lot of trial and error.
Yep, and he just started his own separate brewery just this week. Norway, so give him a little plug.
And where is it?
He's running it out of Ithaca, New York, and it's exclusively in the kind of upstate New York area right now.
So you've started with beers with alcohol, and then recently did you add the soda?
Actually, we've been making the soda since the beginning.
Okay.
We recently made a kind of bigger push on the soda. Put it on Amazon late last year. Because the laws around interstate sales of alcohol are very complicated.
Sure.
We're only allowed to ship these to about 6 states. This one we can ship to all 50 states. So we've really made a big push on the Chicha Morada.
So is the soda the same kind of idea in that it's different than American sodas?
Absolutely. So it's made from Peruvian purple corn, lime, cinnamon, and clove. So some people say it tastes like Christmas. I think it's really nice and refreshing. One of the main benefits, I liken it more to almost a kombucha or a matcha, kind of a functional beverage, because that purple corn is extremely high in antioxidants, and so there are actual studies. Cheers. That prove that this is having a glass of this a day is cancer preventing for certain types of cancer.
So we can say, drink this, it's healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's sweet enough without being like cloying. It's refreshing. Do you make any other soda flavors?
This is it for now. We have done some one-off specials on this. Last weekend, we had a strawberry version just on tap at the brewery.
It's very chuggable.
Yeah.
That went down. It's not as carbonated as American sodas.
Yeah. It's carbonated more like a beer, and even our beers are carbonated what's called to Belgian styles, which is a little bit lighter than most Americans are used to.
Okay, I'm gonna rinse this out real
Good
quick.
call.
Don't go anywhere. I don't want to mix these two. Okay, and what's this one?
So next we have a pulque. So this is a tradition that goes back to the Aztecs in Mexico and some of the cultures that came before them, as far back as 3,000 years ago. And it's made from maguey sap, which is the same thing mezcal is made out of. Similar to a mild sour beer.
It smells like a sour beer.
Yeah, and I call it a reverse sour because Western European Western European sour beers are going to be more sour, sweeter up front, sour finish. This one's the opposite. Starts out sour, finishes sweet, which I find really kind of refreshing.
Let's keep drinking. Love my job.
And this one rings in at 7% alcohol, so quite a bit stronger.
So is that generally what you run about, 7%?
I brought the full range here. So our lowest is going to be the Agua Fresca Dura. That's a hard Agua Fresca. It's kind of, the inspiration behind that was people drank a lot of this, and they said, hey, you should make that one of those with alcohol in it. And so we did. And so that rings in at 4.5% alcohol. Then our Chicha. Chicha is an Inca tradition. It also goes back 3,000 plus years. Ours is made from Colorado malted blue corn and clove. That one's about 5.5% alcohol, so kind of a little bit stronger than your typical lager. And then there's the Pulque, which is closer to an IPA in alcohol level.
That was freaking delicious.
Thank you.
I mean, and again, just went down. I mean, so easy.
That's the most dangerous one.
That's the porch pounder, right?
Yes.
Okay, where can people buy these?
So we are located at 1236 South Broadway. That's Broadway in Louisiana. Same block as Maria Empanada, Adelitas, and Black Project Brewery.
Yeah.
So that's the best place to come and get it because you'll be able to get the full range. We're also available in about a half dozen Whole Foods and a couple of natural grocers. You can go to our website, www.dosluces.com. We do have a map up there that shows every location that has it. We're also, there's a couple great restaurants here in town that have been carrying the Chicha Morada specifically, and then the Pulque as well at Cantina Loca downtown, Highlands area. And then Turtle Boat, right down the block, right about 10 blocks away from us on South Broadway, has killed it on the Chicha Morada.
All right. Before we leave, I gotta try this one too.
All right, sounds good.
I mean, we're gonna do it. Let's do it right.
So the Chicha, when I'm forced to compare it to a Western European style beer, I always compare it to like a saison, because it's complex on the nose but really easy drinking, and that color shows up great in the light. It's kind of an amber, but it's also got a pink hue, and that's the Colorado malted blue corn.
Do we forget anything?
Well, let's talk about the logo here.
Okay.
So the name Dos Luces,
Okay.
Two lights, literally means the sun and the moon. We name our Chicha Inti after the Inca god of the sun, our Pulque Metzli after the Aztec god of the moon. But the way that I talk about the two lights as well is we're using inspiration from the past to bring something entirely new to the market. So we're taking the light of the past and using it to light the way for the light of the future.
I'll drink to that.
Cheers.
Cheers. Pleasure to meet you.
You too.
There will be no What's for Lunch tomorrow, taking the day off, but then Friday is the 2-year anniversary with Garden Grace for What's for Lunch. Very excited for that. Let's drink.
Salud.
Yeah, that one's really good too.